and welcome back to the Procrastination Podcast with your host, Emma. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. My day is fairly average, nothing special, nothing amazing happening, just a normal day, normal teaching day. It is Tuesday, innit? I got a lot of people messaging with that. Tuesday, innit? It's Tuesday, the 29th of June, and that means it is my birthday soon. So I will be putting my full name and address at the end of this podcast episode so that you can send me gifts or come around to my house and creep me out, because that's really fucking creepy if you do that. I'm joking. I'm not going to put my full address at the end of this podcast episode, because this shit that you guys would send me, oh my god, I don't even want to imagine what you would send me. I'm not even talking about like weird people, you know, who like lurk and, you know, would send me like a severed finger or something like that. I don't know. I think people would send me some weird stuff, like some used pants or stuff like that. You know, I was watching a TikTok the other day and it said something like, make $300 a day or something like this. Like, make $300 a day. And I was like, oh, kind of curious. What could make me $300 a day from home? Okay, because I got a bit curious. It's a TikTok, okay? It's like 30 seconds of my life. It's not a big loss if it's no good. But they were talking about this website where you can essentially sell your underpants and socks. And I'm talking used underpants and socks. So, guys, if you're listening to this and you're desperate for some money, head online and get selling those pants, because it's quite profitable by the sounds of it. It's quite a lucrative business. Can you imagine running like a full business just selling your pants and socks? And then you go to like, I don't know, a family gathering and they're like, oh, what do you do? And you're just like, I just know. And you're just like, oh, I what's that thing people say? Oh, I'm an accountant. That's what people say on TikTok. They're like, I'm an accountant. What do? I do accountant things. Where do you work? I work in a place where accountants work. Just tell people you're an accountant. No one will ask you any other questions if you say you're an accountant. Promise you. Anyway, in today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about how to grow a social media following. So how to grow on Instagram, how to grow on YouTube as an online English teacher. But I mean, you could take this as just a normal episode. Like, maybe you're not an English teacher, you just want to grow a following for your business or something like that. But I will be specifically talking about online teachers, specifically English teachers, because that's what I am, but I guess that this could apply to everyone. So sit back, grab a cup of tea, grab a beer, grab whatever you want, you know, cheeky gin and tonic. I won't judge, it's all right. What have I got today? Oh, I've got half a glass of water that was left there from yesterday. I'm joking, it's a clean one. My boyfriend always jokes about how many glasses of water I have around, because I try and drink more water, so I just like end up with loads of glasses of water all around the house, and he calls it my agua del dia, so yeah, my water of the day. Anyway, let's start with the very beginning, okay? So before you even start on social media, I want you to think of a few things. What's your niche? Or niche, if you're American, okay? What's your niche? What I mean by a niche is, what is that specific topic that you're going to focus on? Because if you think, well, I just want to teach English, right? Well, what's going to make you stand out? Because you need that unique selling point. What's it called? A USP. You need a USP. You need that unique selling point. But a niche is really going to make you stand out. So, for example, if you're not sure about a niche, okay, and you think, well, I like teaching everything and I'm good at teaching everything, then you can maybe go online, do some research. This is so important because many people don't do this. They just start making videos and it's like, they're like, why aren't I growing? Why am I just blending in with everyone else? And it's like, because you're not doing anything special. You are becoming everyone else. You're making the same shit that everyone else is making. Right? You're not doing anything to stand out. You're not making any effort. You're just doing the same stuff as everyone else. So find your niche, do some research, find where the gaps are. So when I started mine, I focus on pronunciation, right? I focus on pronunciation and creating listening materials for people who have at least an intermediate level of English, right? That's why with these podcasts, I talk at a fairly normal speed. I talk how I normally would if I were down in the pub having a pint with a friend, okay? Because there are not that many materials out there for that kind of category. There's hardly anything. You'd be surprised, honestly. A lot of the materials, they say, yeah, they're for intermediate learners, but the teacher still speaks like this, like they are from an IELTS Cambridge listening exam, and they articulate and enunciate every single sound. And I think that's not how people speak. I don't speak like that. Imagine if I did, it would take me like half an hour to say a sentence, wouldn't it? If I were to enunciate absolutely everything I said. Can you imagine if I spoke like that? I don't know if I would gain views or lose views. Lose views. That's pleasing to say. Lose views. Anyway, pick your niche, and do some research, find out what the gaps are in the market. Is there a really good IELTS writing teacher out there? Is there a really good Cambridge FCE exam profile, account, YouTube channel, whatever? Is there... whatever, okay? Whatever. I focus on pronunciation. I have a degree in linguistics. I have a master's in this, so I know my shit, and I can teach pronunciation. Right? I know about phonetics and phonology. I know this subject like the back of my hand. I've studied it. I wrote papers on it. So for me, because I enjoy it and I know about that kind of stuff, there was also a gap at the time I started in the market where there was hardly any teachers from the UK who created online materials for pronunciation. Okay? It's hardly anyone. I think there was like one or two. Okay, the rest were American, mostly like American English. So I saw that gap and I jumped in. and honestly, I think that's why my channel and my content has done very well, because you've got that niche, you cater into a market of people who are really interested in that thing, and you're going to find your people that way. If it's too broad and too general, you're just going to be casting a net and, catching whatever people get into that net. While if you focus on a niche, then you're only going to catch people who are attracted to that bait, if that makes sense. I'm using an analogy here, but I think it sucked a little bit. But you know what I mean, right? Niche. Second thing, why are you doing this? Okay? Are you starting YouTube, let's say, and social media because you want to make lots and lots and lots of money and you want to be a millionaire and you want to live in a big mansion like James Charles and whatever, who else, whatever influencers are living in mansions now? Do you want to have like a hype house with like loads of different English teachers? That would be an absolute fucking disaster. But yeah, hype house, if you've not heard of it, it's basically a house with like loads of influencers living in it and they just create content. It's crazy. I think if they did anything like that for English teachers, there'd be so much drama. There's so much drama behind the scenes that you guys just don't know. And you don't know as well that a lot of content that's made is essentially just a dig, a jab at certain other teachers as well. And it's really childish. It's really childish behind the scenes. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah. It gets very nasty, very dark, and very bitchy, and very horrible behind the scenes sometimes. I would say, like, the majority of the time it's very good behind the scenes. Everyone's very helpful, but then you just get that little clique of people who are just, like, absolute dickheads, and, they will do anything to try and scratch and scrape their way to the top, and it's like, everyone can follow, multiple accounts. Like, why are you trying to scratch your way to the top and destroy the people's reputations? It's so dumb. It's so childish. I sometimes feel like I'm in high school with, like, all this drama that goes on. But it is what it is. Like, it's something to also be aware of, is the drama that is behind it. And as much as you try and stay out of it, you will be roped into it somehow. Believe me, really. I've tried to stay out of drama and then I've ended up like being accidentally in it. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, think about why you're doing this. Is it because you want to make lots of money and whatever? Because that's not going to happen. Many people are under the impression that if you have a YouTube channel, you're going to make loads and loads of money through ads, through sponsorships. But I'll be honest, a lot of companies that contact you, they will lowball you, they will try and fuck you over, and they will try and get the most from you for as little money as possible. There are very few decent payers within like the English teaching industry. If you're in a different industry, research and talk to other people and talk to other people, talk to like other, I'm going to use the term influencers, but it makes me cringe. But I'm going to use it for the sake of this because we all know who I'm talking about when I talk about influencers, okay? Creators is another word that I may use. So talk to other influencers and creators within your niche, within your sector, your area, let's say. So if you focus on true crime, then talk to other people who make true crime videos. And don't be scared. Don't be scared of reaching out to them and talking to them. I used to think, oh my God, I don't want to talk to them. They've got like 1 million subscribers. They're not even going to reply to me. And you know what? If they don't reply to you, then it doesn't matter. At least you tried reaching out. Doesn't matter. Try and reach to like someone who's like mid-tier or lower tier. I mean, mid-tier and lower tier, I mean like people who have maybe under 100,000 subscribers, people who have between like 100,000 and 500,000, and then people who have like 500,000 to 1 million, and then you've got like 1 million plus, yeah? So reach to people in different tiers, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at who reaches out. I get people messaging me who have literally just started their online video teaching journey, making videos on YouTube and stuff, and they're always so surprised when I get back to them, and I will kind of offer them some tips and advice, and I always find I'm just like repeating myself, which is why I'm doing this podcast episode. Then I can just like send it to them. So if I've sent this podcast episode to you, then hey, everything I would have told you is in this episode. So yes. Why are you doing it? For me, I started doing this because I wanted to take my business from just the city that I live in to worldwide. Yeah, I just wanted to reach other students online. I wanted to take my business 100% online so that when the time comes that my boyfriend and I move to Spain, which is what we want to do, I'll be able to just take my business with me, and I won't need to build up a business for 10 years in one city and then leave it all behind. I can literally just take my computer with me and bam, my business is exactly the same as it was when I was in the first city. That was why I started. I didn't do it for money, I didn't do it for fame, I didn't do it for like any other reasons. Literally just wanted to build an online business so that I could move around and still work from home, and I didn't want to work for any other language schools. And if you're just teaching people in your city, you're only limiting yourself to people in that city, while if you go worldwide, then you're only limiting yourself to the world, to Earth, which is far bigger, than your city, no doubt. And then the final thing I want you to think about is what your brand is. So what's your brand and how do you want to be seen? What I mean by this is when people look at your page and look at you, what do they think of? So for me, when people look at me, I want them to think she is the go-to girl for pronunciation. You've got any pronunciation question, you go to her. Yeah, you want to improve your pronunciation, you go to her. You've got any question about accent, pronunciation, phonetics, phonology, you go to her. Like, that's what I have focused on. And this is why I don't have many videos about grammar. I do have some grammar videos that talk about very general things, but when people ask me, Emma, can you do some grammar videos? I think, There are many grammar videos out there. You can go and watch them. Okay, if I do it, I would just be repeating the same stuff as someone else. Yeah, you can explain the same rules many, many times. But the only thing that's different is it's just me explaining it in my face and my examples and, whatever. I focus on pronunciation because it's what I enjoy doing. I don't hate grammar or anything like that, or vocabulary or whatever else. I don't hate teaching these things, but they're just not what I want to be seen to focus on. That's it. Yeah, that's not my brand. My brand is pronunciation with Emma, not fucking grammar with Emma, or learn bits of random vocabulary with Emma, or don't say this with Emma. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not what I wanted. I'm very, very strict with that. And this is something else. I'm going to mention this. You're going to get a lot of people saying, oh, can you do this? Can you do a video about this? Can you do that? Can you do that? And at first, you want to make those videos and kind of break what brand image you wanted to create because you want to keep these people happy. But I tell you something, if you do that, the only person you're going to make unhappy is you, because you're just going to be creating content that goes against what you originally wanted to do, and it goes against your brand image. You're going to end up accidentally creating a brand image that you didn't intend to create. You've got to be really, really strict with the kind of content you want to make. So in the past, yeah, I made some grammar videos and they're done. Like, I'm not doing any more. From time to time I may do, just to break up the monotony of creating pronunciation videos all the time, but if I start doing loads of grammar videos, people are going to be like, why are you doing grammar? I came here for pronunciation. Yeah? Think about that. Think about why people are going to your page. I want people to come to my page because they want to learn about pronunciation. I don't want people to come to my page because of grammar or vocabulary or idioms or whatever. I talk about idioms and stuff because a lot of the time idioms have a very unique stress pattern or intonation pattern, like I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but you get what I mean. They sometimes have very specific ways of saying them, or maybe you can take the same idiom but say it two different ways, or maybe not idiom but like a phrase or something. You could say it two different ways and it completely changes the meaning. And that's why I focus on idioms from time to time as well. And they're easy videos to make, and they tend to do quite well. But I tell you something, whenever I make a grammar video or vocabulary video or idioms video or whatever, something that is not related to pronunciation, the video does not do as well on my channel. And that's also something to factor in, is like, I don't do things for views, but I also do things for views. I'll talk about that more in a moment because it sounds really weird. Like, what do you mean you do things for views, but you don't do things for views? That's really hypocritical. You'll see what I mean. Okay, I'll talk about it in a moment when we get to the YouTube thing. So the final thing as well is to put a strategy in place. I'm going to talk about strategy in a moment, but you need to have a strategy in place when it comes to social media content. And I'll talk about different strategies. I'm just going to focus on YouTube and Instagram in this podcast episode because those are the ones that have worked for me. Those are the ones that I have mastered and researched and done everything for, okay? If you want to do Pinterest or Twitter or whatever, then this isn't the podcast for you. But YouTube and Instagram are the ones I'm going to focus on. So let's talk about growing on YouTube. Let's talk about how the algorithm works. So what the algorithm does is it goes by watch time. In the past, it used to go by views, but what happened was people were clickbaiting. Clickbaiting, if you're not familiar with this term, is when, for example, you have a title and a thumbnail. A thumbnail is the picture on your YouTube channel. So when you go on YouTube and you see all the little pictures for the videos, those are the thumbnails, okay? So your thumbnail and your title will be completely misleading. You'll click on the video thinking, oh, I'm going to watch something about this, but then actually it's about something completely different. It's not about that. And clickbaiting was a really big thing. Nowadays, clickbaiting don't work so much. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It really depends. It really depends. But my advice is to stay away from clickbait as much as possible. It's fun to use it and good to use it from time to time, but I mean, if you're creating a video that is completely misleading, then you're just going to drive your audience away. So I advise you not to do it. If you're doing clickbait in like a kind of fun sort of way, like maybe you've got like a vlog or something and you mention something for a little bit in that, like, I just broke up with my boyfriend. And then maybe you put that as the title and it's like, I broke up with my boyfriend or something like that. So you're still talking about it, but maybe it's for like 5 seconds of the vlog. That always pisses me off, but it gets me to watch the vlog, you know? So you need to rack up that watch time. And the way that you do that is by having a certain structure to your YouTube videos. So you need to make sure you have a hook. So when you first start your video, make sure you've got something that will grasp the person's attention throughout the whole video and make them watch until the end. What you may do, for example, and you'll see this a lot, is people will say, hi guys, welcome to this video. Today I've got 5 tips on how to grow quickly on YouTube and get 100,000 subscribers in 3 months. Stay until the end because tip number 5 is the one that got me 10,000 subscribers in just 24 hours. And you'll be like, ooh, I want to see that because I want those tips and then I want to find out how to get 10,000 subscribers in 24 hours like they did. So something like that, it kind of makes people watch until the end. Maybe you, let me try and think. You think of another example. Maybe you have like a giveaway or something. So you could say like, oh, make sure you stay until the end because I have a special giveaway for some free English lessons. And I'm going to talk about that at the end. So if you're interested in free English lessons and you want a free English lesson with me every day for 1 week, then watch until the end of this video because I'm going to talk about it. That kind of thing. Yeah? And then people who are interested in having free English lessons and entering that giveaway will watch the video and then they will take part in that. And you may think, well, many people might just skip to that part. And yeah, they might. So you may want to do something where it relates back to the video in some way. So you could be like, oh, at a certain point in this video, I said da-da-da-da-da-da. If you can, enter this form, this Google form, whatever, and tell me what I said in this video. But you get what I mean, okay? You get the idea. So it makes sure that people actually watch the video. You can get very creative with it. Thumbnails are very important as well. So overrated. There are a couple of tricks with thumbnails as well. Make sure you always have a person. I mean, you don't always have to, but make sure you have a person. Research has found... research, if you want to call it research, but it's like not an official thing. Some research has found that... people with open mouths in thumbnails, smiling, open mouths, or with a big expression work very well. The colour red works very well, so you'll see a lot of people with like red bars or yellow bars. The dreaded red circle or the red arrow, like they work very well. So you may want to try and incorporate those into some of your thumbnails. I wouldn't do it all the time because it can get very repetitive and very clickbaity looking. So be quite careful of that. But overall, make sure there's very little text. I started using Canva, which is completely free and it's online. I started using Canva to make my thumbnails, which is great to start off with. Now I use Photoshop and it gives me a bit more freedom to do what I want on Photoshop. So start with Canva if you don't have Photoshop or whatever else people want to use. Sorry, my WinZip wants to update. WinZip, God. Always comes up at like the most inconvenient times as WinZip. It's like, do you want to update? Do you want to buy me? Do you want to upgrade? Like, no. Never. So, what else? We talked about thumbnails. Oh, as well, something that's really important with thumbnails is to bump up that contrast. Okay, when you've got the image, what you'll notice is if you go on YouTube, lots of the images have very high contrast. So like contrasting colors, and also bump up that contrast with your actual image. So make sure the colors really like pop and stand out. So just some things to think about. Don't repeat thumbnails. Don't repeat the same image. And there's another one in there, another tip. Oh, yeah, try not to, as well, if you are a pain for not remembering to take thumbnail shots after you finish filming a video, then this one is for you. I'm guilty of this as well, but, you know, it happens to all of us. You know, always remember to take your thumbnails straight after you've done the video, okay? I always forget. So make sure that you are wearing the same clothes and that you look the same in your thumbnail as you do on your video, because many people will see that for some strange reason you are wearing different clothes and they won't click on the thumbnail. I've got no idea why, but for some people they are like that. Okay, you may not be like that. I'm not like that. Well, some people are like that. Okay, so something to bear in mind. Other stuff as well. So, SEO, search engine optimization. This is where YouTube really excels, and this is why I prefer YouTube to other platforms, because you can spend ages making a video for Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, Facebook, but then it's just lost in the abyss, in the arsehole of social media forever and ever. People will see it for like a day or two, and then it's gone into the abyss of the internet. While on YouTube, if you are very good at your SEO, you can keep that video going for a very long time. There are videos that I've made... There are videos that I made like 2 or 3 years ago, and they are still my most watched videos. There's one video about the alphabet. It's the most simple bloody video I've ever done in my life about the alphabet, and yet it has like over 500,000 views. And I made that video like 3 years ago, and it's still generating views. It's my most watched video. So, something to think about. That's why I really prefer YouTube compared to other social media platforms. So, SEO. What is SEOable is your title. So, make sure that you've got a title that people are more likely to search for. Your description. In particular, like the first 3 lines of your description, because that's what will show when people search for your video. They will see your thumbnail, they will see the title, and then under that they will see like 2 to 3 lines of description. And then after that, what else? Your subtitles. This is something that many people don't know, but your subtitles are also SEOable. Okay? So really think about that. Make sure that if you're wanting to rank for a certain term, that you are saying those terms in your videos. So if you want to rank for, I don't know, sentence stress, okay? Make sure you're kind of saying the phrase sentence stress. Don't say it like, hi, welcome to this video. Today we're going to do sentence stress. Sentence stress is important because sentence stress is used by everyone, and sentence stress is, you know what I mean? Do it in a natural way. Also, I see a lot of people, there's a term for it. I don't remember the name. There's a term where people like jam loads of keyword. Is it keyword jamming? Maybe keyword jam. I don't remember. But let's imagine there are some keywords you want to rank for. Many people, and I don't advise this because it doesn't work, and YouTube hates it when you do this, and they will push your video down if you do this. But if you take loads of keywords you want to rank for and put them in your description, it seems smart, right? If you put them in your description or your title or whatever, like sentence stress video about sentence stress in English, all in one title, YouTube are just going to be like, nope, we're not ranking this because you're clearly just jamming all those keywords in and you're not, like, you don't really give a give a shit about like making the video. You just want to rank. So make sure you don't do that. Don't keyword jam anywhere. If you want to put loads of keywords in, put it in your tags. Tags don't really do that much on YouTube. It doesn't work like hashtags on Instagram and stuff like that. Oh, my camera's died. Let me turn it back on. It doesn't work like Instagram or YouTube, Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or whatever. The tags are essentially there in case people search for like alternative titles. So maybe like you want to rank for sentence stress, but they put something like sentence stress in English, for example. Or if they frequently misspell a word, so maybe you might put stress with just one S, because many learners will spell like stress with just one S. Do you know what I mean? At the end. I mean, one S at the beginning and one S at the end, you know? So that's what all that is about. Anything else, though? Anything else on SEO and tags? I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. If I miss anything, or if you have any questions, drop me an email, and I could also do like a part 2 where I answer some questions and go in more detail. But yeah, driving traffic to your channel is really important. So if you just have a YouTube channel, I can tell you it's not going to grow. It's not going to do very well. You need to make sure that you are on other social media platforms and that you're growing and creating content, original content for those channels, for those platforms, I mean, and then you're directing the traffic from those platforms to your YouTube channel. It's the best way to grow. And then once the algorithm starts to pick up your videos and you start ranking for certain search terms and stuff like that, then, you know, you don't have to worry about the other social media stuff too much and directing that traffic. You can just kind of leave YouTube to do its thing, but that will take some time, yeah? Depending on your niche. Jump on trends as well. So if you notice that people within your area are doing a certain trend, like about a year ago, there was the stop saying trend in the English teaching community. And it felt like every single teacher was doing like, stop saying what? Stop saying no. Stop saying I want. And it just became like a fucking meme after a while because all the teachers were jumping on this trend. But it's a trend. It worked. It got people to grow. It got people views and it helped many people. And that's what we want to do at the end of the day, right? As teachers, we just want to help people. We want to reach out to a bigger audience in order to help people. Because I can tell you something, we are not doing this to become millionaires because we don't make money. Well, we don't make a lot of money from this, I should say. We make a tiny bit, but not a lot, I promise you. Now, this is really important. I talked before about putting a strategy in place, and you were probably thinking like, well, what kind of strategy is that? What strategy? When it comes to YouTube, let me talk about the Hub Hero hygiene content strategy. It could also be called Hub Hero Help. Hub Hero Help or Hub Hero Hygiene. Your Hub Heroes are the videos that you make that connect with your community and the people who are already following you. They could be, for example, 50 facts about me. They could be like frequently asked questions, or you could do like, what's it called? Like, you know when people, question and answer, that's the one. So maybe you ask your followers like, what do you want to know about me? And you do videos about that. And you may be thinking, yeah, but I don't want to do videos like that because I don't want people to know about me. I just want them to like my content. But that's what I started off with. And then if you look at my channel, you will see that quite a few people are interested in me, not just my content in English. They watch my content a lot and they think, you know what? I like this girl. I want to know more about her. So then they end up, you know, wanting to find out more about me by going on 50 facts about me or whatever. So it's just something that makes you a bit more human and helps you connect with people. And once you connect with people, they start to trust you. And that's the key thing. You know, you want people to trust you. You want people to watch your content and think, yep, this girl isn't talking shit. She knows what she's talking about. And I'm going to trust what she's saying. Yeah? And that's what you want. The next one, hero videos. These are the ones that have potential to go viral. So these are the videos that basically, I'm trying to think of like some ones. Maybe you do something like 100 verbs in 5 minutes, you know, and you make a video of 100 verbs in under 5 minutes. Or, sorry if you can hear my belly. Shh. It was still going then as well. I don't know if it picked it up on the microphone. Yes, it has the potential to go viral. That's it. Could be 100 verbs in 5 minutes. Could be how to pronounce all the cities in England in under 3 minutes. It could be whatever. Okay, has great potential to go viral. And the last one is hygiene/help. I don't know why it's called hygiene. Sounds like it's like, I don't know, brushing your teeth or something, or having a shower. Like, sounds weird. Let's call it help videos. These are the ones that people are going to search for, and then they will hopefully discover your channel. So my help videos are how to pronounce world and word, how to say the letter T, how to pronounce t and d, how to da 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 da. These how-to videos, okay? These how-to blah 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 are the ones that people search for, and it's how they discover your channel. So people are going to discover your channel in one of two ways, either through a either through a help or hygiene video, or through a hero video. Okay, and then once you've got them in and they're following, they've watched a few of your videos, they will then see your hub videos and think, oh, I want to see, you know, what she's about. Who is this girl? Let's learn some more about her. And then you start to watch some of the hub videos and you're like, oh my god, she's vegetarian, me too. Or you discover, oh, Emma likes true crime, me too. And then you like send me a DM and, you know, we talk about crew crime. We talk about true crime and share our favourite podcast, and then we become best friends. Yay! It doesn't go like that, but you know what I mean. And then in terms of video structure, yeah, make sure you've got your hook. So you're going to hook people in. You've got a clear call to action by a CTA call to action. I mean, it could be leave a comment down below, da 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 da, or it could be head over to my website to find out more about da 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 da, or it could be go take a look at my Instagram. Whatever. Okay, your call to action is telling people exactly what you want them to do. And if you remember to do it, I always forget to do this. My stomach again. Shh. So rude. You can put your call to action usually at the end of the video, but it's good if you put it at the start and at the end. And it could be as simple as, if you've enjoyed this video, then give it a like and whatever. Or remember to subscribe. That could be your call to action. So it doesn't have to be like, buy my course. It could be just like the video. That's it. Or you could say I don't know, like, oh, thanks everyone for watching. Tell me in the comments, what was your favourite tip from this video? My favourite tip was number 1. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Could be as simple as that. My stomach is going really crazy. I might have to pause this and, like, go and get a snack. Maybe if I have some water, it might calm my stomach down. But yeah, it's only, like, 12:15. So weird. So weird. But yeah, I think I covered everything with YouTube, so hopefully that's helped you with YouTube. Let's move on to Instagram, and I'll be really quick about this because my stomach is not happy and it's really hungry. So I'm really sorry if you can hear like in the background. It is my stomach. I'm actually quite hungry. Instagram. So I see a lot of people doing like long ass text posts. Like, it's a photo, but it's got loads of text. This does not work on Instagram. Stop posting pictures with loads of text. Save all that text for the description. Yeah? Just put it in the description. Put a nice picture of yourself. And then in the description, you put all of that shit that you would have put in a post. Because no one is scrolling. And they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit and read all of this. No one is going to sit. Maybe like 1 or 2 people. But the vast majority are not going to read it. I promise you, they're not going to read it. Instagram works with images and videos. Right now, they are really panicking with, panicking about their competition. So they're really panicking about YouTube. They created IGTV, trying to overtake YouTube, and now they've got Reels because they're trying to overtake TikTok. But the problem with the problem with Instagram is that it's trying to be a bit of everything. It's trying to be Instagram. It's trying to be Facebook. It's trying to be WhatsApp. It's trying to be TikTok. It's trying to be YouTube. It's trying to be way too many things. And this has kind of fucked the algorithm a little bit, but it can completely work in your favor, right? So if I were you, I would only make video content either on IGTV, because Instagram boosts IGTV videos, and Reels, because whenever I've posted a video, and I've done many kind of experiments with this, whenever I posted a video, just a normal video, and the Reels has done far, far, far better. Like, I've had videos that have reached over like 100,000 views within like a few days. But if I just posted a video, it's maybe like 20,000 views. Makes no sense. Yeah. So post Reels and videos in general. I would stay away from like text posts. Photos are good too. Photos are great. I also want to talk about content strategy with Instagram as well, because there is content strategy with that, but it's slightly different to to YouTube. So don't post text in an image unless it's short. So what I mean by that is maybe you have a quote or something like that and you want to share that, whatever. So there are three main types of content. There's content that generates traffic to your page. There's conversion, and then there's impression. And by impression, I mean building your brand. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So you're going to create content. You're going to create three different types of content on Instagram. You're going to create content to grow, so that generates your traffic. This could be doing something like a kind of help video or whatever, using all your hashtags. And I have a little tip about hashtags in a moment. I'm going to talk about those. Like, I have a really good trick for the hashtags. You see what I mean? I'm doing what I told you to do before. Listen. But I should have said that at the beginning. But anyway, so we have content to grow. This will attract people to your page, and hopefully they will follow. Okay? You've got your posts and your content to sell something. So that could be selling your private lessons. It could be selling a course, something like that. And then there's posts to build your brand. So then there's the impression posts. So you've got to keep in mind that people buy from brands that they trust. I have never bought something from anyone that I do not trust. It's logical, right? So you got to make sure that you're building a kind of community. Think about your hub posts that you do on YouTube, yeah? So it could be like, some facts about me. In the comments, tell me some facts about you, or do we have any common interests or whatever. Or it could be sharing about life experiences. I talk a lot about, in the past, how I dealt with depression and anxiety. Still deal with anxiety quite a bit. Although, think about it, over the past few months, it's been quite good. How's my anxiety? Like, I felt quite calm. It's really weird. In the past, my anxiety would really I couldn't get out of bed some days. I would just be in bed like shaking because of my anxiety, which some people look at me and they're like, how are you anxious? You're like super calm. But you just don't see me on those days. I'm not going to sit on camera and be like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to choose my good days, But yeah, recently it's been pretty good. I don't really know what's happened, what's changed. Well, I do know what's changed, but I don't want to go into that. But it wasn't like a major change. It was like a tiny change, but it's had a big impact on me. It's weird. Anyway, so what else? This is important as well, is when... Oh, I don't have this on my notes, and I've just remembered something. Your profile on Instagram, the title bit, you've got your picture, and then you've got the title, and then you've got the bio, right? That title is SEOable. right? That title, I wouldn't put it as like Jim Smith. Like, I wouldn't put it as my name. Put it as something that you want people to search for and find your page. Not many people know this. I'm sharing all the secrets. Yeah? And this is why on mine, where is my phone? On mine, I need my phone as well because I need to show you something. Where is that? Here. Oh, I better respond to that message in a bit. Better not forget. So, yeah. On mine, I have English pronunciation teacher. So I want people to go on Instagram and those who search English pronunciation or pronunciation teacher or English pronunciation teacher, bam. Who's at the top? Not you, me. If you were, then great. You know, you've overtaken me. So yeah, I want people to search these terms and then they come across my profile. Your bio needs to also have some kind of like transition statement. What did I write? I wrote something about this, but in like a better way. Oh, a transformation statement. So I've got in mind, I help intermediate plus English learners improve their pronunciation and listening skills. Bam. Simple, easy peasy. It could be, I'm an English teacher who helps people achieve a band 8 or more in IELTS. Simple as that. I am a teacher who helps English learners to master intermediate grammar. Okay, I'm just pulling things out my arse here, but you get what I mean. So you have a very, very clear transformation statement in there. I am so-and-so, and I help so-and-so to do this thing. That's what you need, yeah? I help someone to improve pronunciation, listening skills. That's it. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So, in terms of the hashtags, what you're going to do right now, you're going to whip out your phone, because no doubt you probably have your phone around, right? We have our phones like up our ass all the time, don't we? So get your phone, go on Instagram, and this is if you've already posted to Instagram, okay? I'm not talking Reels, I'm not talking IGTV, I'm talking a normal post, right? I want you to go onto your Instagram page where you've got a normal post. I'm just going to pick this one here, this easy rules for silent B, okay? You're then going to go on view insights. No, you're not. Actually, yeah, you are. And you're just going to have a quick look at how many impressions you have and where they came from. So according to this post, it didn't do very well because I'll be honest, I was very lazy with hashtags. Actually, this isn't a very good one. Let me try and find another one with like some good hashtags. Actually, no. I'm gonna stick with it. Or maybe this one might be better. Nah, not really. Anyway, so I've got this about stress and intonation. I'm gonna go on view insights. I'm gonna look at my, like, how many people have found me through hashtags and things like that. And then you're gonna go on promote. Okay, you're gonna go on promote. You're gonna press promote. And then you're gonna go to more profile visits. Actually, it doesn't matter which one you press, but more profile visits. You're going to go across another one. And then you're going to go to, I think it's automatic. We're going to go with automatic. And then just put the budget all the way down and the duration all the way down. Doesn't matter. And then you're going to go across. And then you are going to, that's it. Okay. You're going to leave it like this. And then you're going to go all the way back. You're going to abandon it. Okay. Save draft. And then you're going to go into your insights again. You're going to go back to your insights and it should show you... it's not showing me for this one. That's so annoying. Anyway, you'll be able to go back and you'll be able to see exactly which hashtags are bringing so many people in. Let me see if I can find another one with like more hashtags. I should have done this beforehand. I'm not very prepared, am I? But yeah, maybe like an old one. We'll go with statistic. If I view insights, oh balls, it's not showing it to me. I'm gonna have to have another look. Unless they've I literally did this the other day. They must have either recently got rid of this function, or maybe it's hiding somewhere. Should be there. That's really odd. I'll have to have a play around, see if I can find it, but it's there. It should be. Never mind. Anyway, you can have a look. You can have a play around. Ask that. So yeah, you can have a look and see which hashtags are performing well. If Instagram have very recently, and I mean very recently, like the past week or so, got rid of that feature, then ignore everything I just said for the past 5 minutes. But yeah, you used to be able to do that at least. I can't find them now, but never mind. They're probably there, but move somewhere else. I'll have a look. So yeah, we're coming to the end of this podcast. I think I've covered pretty much everything in terms of YouTube, making sure I've covered all my points. Oh yeah, what's important is that you're using like certain terminology like you instead of I, me, but you, your, yours, and make sure like you're kind of connecting to the audience. And oh, for fuck's sake, please, if you make videos, don't look in the viewfinder like this. How distracting, like podcast listeners, you're not going to see this, but on YouTube, if I'm looking over here, I'm looking at myself like, oh, my hand, you know, if I just look at the lens of the camera, I instantly connect with you. If I'm over here, there's a disconnect, yeah? Look into the lens of the camera. It gets on my tits when I watch YouTube. Like, honestly, I click off the video. That's how superficial I am about this. Like, I click off the video whenever I see someone who's like, this, looking at the viewfinder. Like, you're not that beautiful. You're not that beautiful where you are so captivated by your beauty that you've got to keep looking in the viewfinder. You're not that beautiful, okay? That was me. But you get what I mean, right? You understand. So, yes. Other things that you could post on Instagram, like you could get things going, like you could create something to get people to tag their friends. So like memes, quotes, relatable sorts of things. It could be a post, about story, experience. It could be whatever. It could be anything that helps you connect to your people and your audience. I was also asked a couple of questions a few months ago when I was asking for like podcast ideas, and they all kind of relate to social media. So I'm gonna put those questions that people ask me at the end here in this, last little segment. So someone asked me, which social media platform do I prefer to use? And I prefer YouTube. Why? Because you create evergreen content. By evergreen, I mean you don't spend an hour creating a video and then people only see it for a day or two and then it's just lost into the anus of the internet. Like, you have that content there, and it, especially if it ranks, it will get seen by many, many people, many, many times for many, many years. There are videos that I sometimes come across when I'm searching something and it's like 5 years old. So I made a video 5 years and I'm still watching it and it's still relevant today and it's still helpful and it's still helping me. So yeah, YouTube, I much prefer it. As well, if you want to get into like the proper influencer lifestyle, maybe you want to work with brands. And I have a little bit of experience of working with brands. A little bit. I've worked with quite a few brands. I've worked with shitty ones, I've worked with great ones, and I've had different experiences. I've had mixed experiences, and it can be very tiring a lot of the time if they have like ridiculous contracts. Make sure you always read the contract. Please read the contract. A lot of them will try and fuck you over big time. There was one contract I received. I'm not gonna mention which company it was, but it was a big one in the English teaching industry, and one that many people would be very surprised by. And they wanted me to sign an exclusivity agreement. So basically for a number of months, I wouldn't be allowed to post any other videos that could essentially compete with their product. That included my own course. So the fact that I wasn't even allowed to make videos on my own channel for like 3 months, about my own course, my own bread and butter, my own private lessons, I wouldn't be able to talk about that. And you've got to really have some fucking balls. I mean, they've got to have balls, but you've got to have some balls, and you've got to, like, stand your ground. You know, you've got to stand your ground. There are some horrible contracts and horrible stories that I've heard of where some people have accidentally signed an exclusivity deal for 1 year. So they got like a few £100 for a video, and then for the rest of the year, they couldn't even talk about their own course. They couldn't launch their own course because the company could have sued their ass, you know? You've got to be so careful. Watch out as well for, like, certain companies and their reputations. I mean, that seems like a normal thing to think about. But if you end up just taking any brand deal, like, for things that are not even related to your niche or for your area and stuff like that, then people are going to just look at your channel and it's like a kind of, I don't know, they're just going to see this random shit on your channel, like, why is she advertising earrings when she never wears earrings and she's an English teacher? Do you know what I mean? You're just advertising shit at that point, and that could make your image also look bad, so be careful with that. In terms of pay as well, I'm not 100% comfortable discussing exactly how much money I get paid for videos and things like that, but let's put it this way. The amount of money I get paid for a video when it comes to AdSense, which is the adverts I get on my videos, is so little that it just covers my editor for the month. Or maybe 2 months, because they edit 2 videos a month for me. It covers that, and it covers maybe like some basic equipment or like software, like paying for software and stuff. I don't make that much money from AdSense. I really don't make a lot. And the only way I make money through my channel is, like, only on my channel, is through doing brand, like, sponsorships or partnerships and stuff. And even then, it's like, I've worked with brands where I've made like a few £100. I've made like almost the same amount of money with my AdSense as I have with the brand deals, you know? I mean, things are a bit different now. Now I'm making a little bit more money, so I can at least, like, make money for that month and not worry about my rent and my bills, which is really nice. Because as someone self-employed, I don't have a monthly paycheck that comes in. But my main bread and butter is my private lessons. My private lessons is the main thing for me. Private lessons, then the next thing would be my course. And then the next thing would be YouTube sponsorships. That's it. Like, it's not the other way around. Like, I'm not a millionaire from making YouTube videos. We really don't make that much money. If you want to start a YouTube channel to make lots of money, then you're going to be in for one hell of a fucking shock, because it's just not the case. You're not going to make a lot of money at all. So yes, you will find that some YouTubers are more open to discussing like how much they make compared to others, and with other YouTubers who I'm very close with and friends with and whatever, I do, and we do, like, we as in my friends, like the circle and the other teachers I talk to, we are very honest about pay because we don't want to get fucked over. Do you know what I mean? Like, if a company comes up to me, let's say, and they offer me £1,000 for a video, okay, and then they go to someone else with a similar channel size, but then they offer them £3,000 for a video, which wouldn't happen, you know, wouldn't at all. 1,000 is more likely. 1,000 is definitely more likely. But let's say they offer them 3,000, I would think, hold on, why are you getting 3 and I'm only getting 1? Like, what the fuck's going on here? We need to work that out. So it's something to bear in mind. Like, don't be scared to reach out to others and kind of say, like, you know, how's it going with this brand deal? And don't be scared to ask, like, other people who have worked with those brands, you know, how did it go working for that brand or whatever. There are people who are, like, not even within my niche who I've reached out to, and I've asked, like, what's it like working with this brand? And they've put in a word for me, or so they say they have. And yep, that's it. It's good to get other people's experiences, because maybe, Like, there are certain companies that are everywhere on YouTube. They sponsor everyone and anyone. They are literally everywhere. And really, they're not that nice to work with. So, something to think about. Sometimes they don't pay you. So you do the video and then they don't pay. Or they don't pay until like 3 months later. Yeah. But yes, other stuff as well. Yeah, you get paid more on YouTube because the content, especially if you create an evergreen video, it's there forever, and people can keep coming back to it, and that video will always be there, and people will always be seeing that brand. While if you make like an Instagram post or something, do expect to charge less and make less, because that post will only be seen for like a few days, a week, absolute maximum. I think the lifespan on Instagram is like 5 days or something. TikTok has a very strange lifespan. TikTok is a very strange platform. I'm trying to understand TikTok. I think I recently reached like, let me turn my volume down as well, because if I open TikTok, it's going to be like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I reached nearly 12,000 followers on TikTok. Look at me being TikTok famous. Look at that, 12,000 people. I feel TikTok famous. I'm kidding. But TikTok's very weird, and I definitely think that TikTok is like a future. I don't want to say like it's the future, but it is a future. It's a very interesting platform, is TikTok. I definitely recommend that people get on TikTok. The only downside I found with TikTok is that people are just like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling into the anus of TikTok, but they don't want to leave the platform. So I find that if you want to generate traffic for YouTube, let's say, then TikTok, I feel personally, is not the best platform for that. I had a friend who had a viral video. It had like a few million views, and he got like hardly any subscribers from it. I'm talking like he got like five subscribers on YouTube. So he had like 1 million views on TikTok, but then like 5 new subscribers on YouTube. It's so weird. So yes, views on another platform don't necessarily mean that like they're gonna drive themselves over to YouTube or whatever the platform. I also feel on YouTube that there's a stronger community. So whenever I talk to other it depends, but whenever I talk to other YouTubers, they do tend to be, in general, more helpful. They tend to have a lot more experience working with like brands and things like that, while on Instagram, whenever I talk to other teachers, they don't have as much experience working with brands. So if I ask them like, how much would you charge for a post or whatever, they're like, I don't know, I just told them £50. And it's like, you have like 100,000 followers. I think 50 quid for a post is seriously undercharging. So yeah, I also feel as well that on Instagram there are more teachers on Instagram, and there are more people who want to just scrape and climb themselves to the top and be like the most famous or the most popular. And there's this stupid fucking culture of like unfollowing people, and I just don't like it. Like, there are some teachers who follow like 5 people. You know, maybe one day I'll be like this. I'll be like, you know what, fuck you all, and I'll just unfollow everyone. Maybe I'll get that like that one day. Let's see. But like on my main one, at least, on Procrastination with Emma, it's different. I just follow myself because I don't want to follow like loads of people on 2 different accounts. I want to follow people just on one account, and then everyone's there on one account. So ignore the Procrastination with Emma one. That doesn't count at all. But the Pronunciation with Emma account, I follow other teachers that I talk to quite a lot, that I'm very close with, and you know, that I talk to from time to time. I do collaborations with, or I have done collaborations with. And that's something else as well. Is like, don't be scared to reach out to other people and do collaborations. You, at the very beginning, you may get rejected quite a bit because your following isn't that good. So try and build a bit of a following and then start reaching out to people. And don't be fucking weird or creepy about it either. Don't be like, you know, hey, my name is John, and I'm an IELTS English teacher. I see that you have a really good profile, and I thought that we could do a live together, and you have like 500 followers. I know it sounds really horrible, but for someone who has a bigger account, that's not gonna benefit them, and a collaboration needs to benefit both people. This is something that people don't seem to get through their fucking skulls. It's like, if you contact someone for a collaboration, don't be offended if they reject you, because people are either just busy, like they're just plain busy, like I am. I'm busy a lot of the time. Or they're not seeing any benefit for them. And don't get on your fucking high horse and be like, but they should be helping fellow teachers out. And no, those people worked really fucking hard. I worked really hard to get the following I have. I've contacted people before, they've rejected me, and I don't get butthurt about it. I don't hate that person, you know? I just move on. It's like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, my audience isn't that big. I'm not going to bring any benefit to their audience, and I'm not going to bring any benefit to their platform. Let's imagine, though, that you are a niche channel, okay? Like, you have a niche topic, like you talk about pronunciation, and the person who you want to collaborate with has a podcast, let's say, where they also talk about pronunciation. Maybe they're American and you're British, okay? They're North American, to be more specific, yeah? Some people get like, what do you mean by American? Someone from the USA is what I mean. So you talk to another teacher from the US, they have many subscribers, many followers compared to you. You've got your humble little audience of, 500 followers, which is still good. Imagine 500 people in a room. Jesus Christ. This is one thing I've always kept in mind is like, don't ever play down the number of followers or views or subscribers you have, because those are people who have genuinely chosen to follow you because they like your content or they like you. If, sometimes when I live stream, there's like 15 people in the live stream. Sometimes 15 people. And I had someone come in once and be like, what's going on? Like, why are there only 15 people here? I thought you'd have hundreds of people here. So, well, not many people want to come over to Twitch. Not many people like video games. 15 people is still quite a lot. If I have 15 people in this room with me, I'd be fucking ecstatic. 15 people in this room watching me play a game and talk shit for 2 hours. Like, I would be happy with that. And that's one thing I've always been really grateful. Oh, I also need to get back to the topic. Let me make a note. What was it? It was like, views, like, but don't. Oh yeah, don't. Like I care but don't care. That's what I want to talk about. I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, sorry I lost my point on that one. But anyway, whatever. Let's talk about the views thing. So I mentioned earlier, like with views, I care but I don't care about views in the sense that you have to care about views so that you know whether your content is growing or whether there's a problem. Maybe you've been shadow banned, or maybe you need to tweak your content so that there's a better hook, or there's a better call to action, or that the content is more on brand, or whatever. Okay? Views are a good, I don't want to say the best, but they're a good indicator for like your channel health, or your follower health or whatever. So, yeah, it's something to think about. When I say I don't care about views, I mean, I'm not going to sit and cry at night when I get a video that's like a 9 out of 10 on YouTube. And a 9 out of 10 on YouTube is not good. It works the other way, okay? So when you post a YouTube video, it ranks your last 10 videos from 1, which is best, and 10, which is the least performing video. So it's quite like a common thing in the YouTube community where YouTubers will be like, I'm currently depressed today because I had a 9 out of 10 video, and we know that a 9 out of 10, or God forbid, a 10 out of 10 video on YouTube, it's just the worst, and you are like depressed for the rest of the day. And I'll admit, like everyone else, the tribal instinct of validation from my community kicks in, and I do see, like, if I have a 9 out of 10 video or like a 6 out of 10, whatever, and I look at it, I'm like, oh shit, oh, I didn't do very well. But then I also think, doesn't matter. It's the end of the day. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, is what I want to say. My core community has still chosen to watch that video, and my core community are the only ones that really matter. Do I want to attract, you know, my core community who love me no matter what shit I produce? I'm joking. I'm sure there's a limit to the shit I can produce and get away with. Or do I want to attract, like, loads of people who will never subscribe or never become a student or never whatever? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I only want to attract people who will only want to have classes with me or have courses with me or whatever. But, you know, I would like to attract people who at least like or comment or subscribe. Do you know what I mean? There's some kind of interaction. So there is like a two-way benefit here. They benefit by getting the content from my video, and I benefit a little bit by getting that boost in the algorithm by them clicking like. Because the likes on a video, even dislikes on a video, it all counts towards engagement, and the more engagement the video gets, the higher it ranks, and, you know, it's better for the algorithm at the end of the day. So, yes, I care because it gives me an indication of how well the video is doing and how well my channel is doing. If I see that my views are down a lot recently, then I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? And then I'll probably look, it's like, wow, it's summer, it's been really hot recently, not many people are inside watching YouTube videos, so yeah, of course I'm gonna get fewer views. Maybe the views go up a lot, and I think, wow, what's going on? What kind of video did I make? And then I realise, the comparison video between shit and sheet did really well. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I do other videos where it's like piss and peace and whatever. What's the other one? Bitch, beach, shit, sheet, piss and peace. They're the 3 ones. So maybe I do other videos about those as well. And help people get those views in, get that watch time up. The watch time is the most important thing. But yeah, I think that's everything. I think I've covered literally everything on my list. Yeah, I can't remember if I answered the question of what it's like to be an influencer. Someone did ask me that, but it's weird. It's very weird. It's a world that not a lot of people understand, and when I talk to friends about it, they're just they don't get it. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's like, you know, if someone's an accountant and they're talking about accountancy all day, and I'm not talking about the sniffing pants kind of accountancy, right? They're talking about, you know, being an accountant, and I'm just like, I don't understand anything you're talking about. It's the same as that. But the other side is like, you know, sometimes you'll get really horrible comments which aren't very nice, and many people will tell you, just ignore them, but you're human. You are human, and you are going to read some comments about yourself and your videos that you don't like, but let me tell you this, none of them are personal. None of them are personal. It's just some random person who's having a bad day. Their boss was probably a massive dick to them at work that day. They've come home, they've seen your YouTube video, your face just pissed them off, and they left a horrible comment. You know, it's as simple as that. Hurt people, hurt people. It's one of my mottos. Hurt people, hurt people. And if you're an English learner listening to this, you're going to be like, what? What the fuck does that mean? People who are hurt will hurt other people. That's what I mean. A happy person does not go around hurting other people. People who are unhappy go around making other people unhappy because it brings them some kind of joy. And keep that in mind whenever you do get a hate comment, because you will get hate comments. Everyone does, especially if you're a woman. I get so many hate comments literally just for having a vagina. It's so stupid. You know, men that like male teachers that I talk to, they're like, I hardly get any hate. And it's like, it's weird because we have a similar size audience and we create similar content, yet I get more hate because I'm a woman. It's really weird. So yeah, very odd. But that's the end of that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any other questions, just drop me an email or DM me and I will try and get back to you. I try to get back to everyone's messages, but of course it's getting to the point where it's quite hectic in the comments and DMs sometimes, so please don't be offended. But if I don't get back to you. But yeah, one of the best things about being an influencer, let's say, is that you get to help many people, and that's what keeps me going every single time I make a video. Every time I get like a shitty comment, or I get like, I don't know, a video doesn't do very well, or the algorithm's not in my favor that day or whatever, I just think, yeah, but I started this because I wanted to help people, not for this dickhead, or not for the algorithm and to please it. Like, I did it because I want to help, and that's why you should too. You should do it because you want to do it to help people, or because you love YouTube or something like that. You shouldn't do it because you want lots of money or whatever, because the money's not going to come. And if it does come, it's not going to come for a very long time. And I'm talking years. It's not going to come for years. Put it this way, I've been doing YouTube for like 3.5 years, and I've only really just started like making some money off it that will like pay my rent for the month. And it's literally like the paycheck comes in, I pay my rent for the month, and it's like, okay, where's the next one? Where's the next sponsorship? So yeah, it's very stressful. Definitely don't rely on YouTube as your main form of income. And I've also met some incredible people. I've made some fantastic friends. I've made like someone who I would even call my best friend through social media. As you know, she was another teacher as well. And then she quit. And we talk every single day. And we're like best friends. We share all sorts of shit together. And I would never, ever, ever have her in my life if I hadn't started doing YouTube and Instagram and stuff. So many amazing things can come out of this. It's something just to bear in mind. I've gained a friend for life, and I've helped millions of people, and that's all I care about. And also, if people recognize you, which they have done before, you sometimes get free stuff. But that's not a reason to do it. Yeah. I was in a pizzeria in Bristol, and there was a guy working in there. I won't say his name, but I remember your name. I remember it began with a P, right? I hope it did. Oh my god, imagine if I was like, I remember your name. It began with a P and it didn't begin with a P. But yeah, I still remember. And then he said, no, I'll get you some drinks on me to thank you. And yeah, I felt very awkward, but not in like a bad way. It wasn't awkward in the sense of like, you know, oh, you creep, what you doing? It was more like, oh my god, someone recognized me. It was that kind of feeling of awkward, like, oh, someone knows who I am. Yeah, I've been recognized a few times. I got recognized in Prague when I visited there a few years ago. And I got recognized in my local gym. Can you believe that? Got recognized in my local gym. And I was all like sweaty. And they were like, oh, you're Emma, aren't you? I was like, if you ever see me, you recognize me, and you want to approach me, you can, but don't come up to me and be like, you're Emma, aren't you? It's really creepy. Imagine just like walking down the street, minding your own business, then all of a sudden someone being like, you're Emma, aren't you? The guy in the Italian restaurant, he was like, your pronunciation with Emma, and straight away it's like, so he clearly knows me from like my content. You know, but if you're like, are you Emma? That's just fucking creepy. But are you pronunciation with Emma? And I'd be like, oh, I am. And then I'll go all red and sweaty. I get so embarrassed about stuff like that. That's so weird. My boyfriend loved it. My boyfriend told his grandma. He was like, Emma got recognised today. We're in the restaurant. I was like, please stop telling people. But it is nice. And it's nice to like meet people face to face as well. Like put faces to names and usernames and stuff. And yeah, it's really nice. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish this podcast because 1 minute 20? 1 hour 20. It's a long one. But anyway, hopefully it's been helpful. I'm going to go get some food. My stomach stopped rumbling, which is really weird. So yeah, maybe the water worked. I don't know. Enjoy the rest of your day. Any questions, let me know. And that's it. See you later.